Om Vimutatmaya Namaha, Om Gabhiraya Namaha, Om Buddhaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Jyotinaraya Namaha, Om Dhanyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Guratigrahaya Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharmargarashyakaya Namaha, Om Kutasthagatakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samatyaya Namaha, Om Shamayata Bhavarakaya Namaha, Om Premamata Sri Vishwananda Swami Namaha. Yato Deva Avanturo Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Pregivya Sapta Dhamamihi Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Tredani Vade Padam Samudhamasya Padam Tvini Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopa Adahadyaha
Agnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurun miritam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Jai Gurudev. Good morning. So today's verse is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 7, verse 42. Sukaya dhukaya mokshaya sankalpa iha karmina sadapnoti haya dhukham anihaya sukha vrita. The translation is, in this material world, every materialist desires to achieve happiness and diminish his distress, and therefore he acts accordingly. Actually, however, one is happy as long as one does not endeavor for happiness. As soon as one begins his activities for happiness, his conditions of distress begin. So this is a very beautiful verse from one of the most famous cantos, especially in this temple, which is Canto 7, which is the canto of Narsinghadev. So this is Prahlad's words. Very wise, right? That those endeavoring for happiness do not find it, but we're always trying to find it to diminish our distress. So just curious, who was here last Wednesday? Nobody. Okay, great. Oh, some people here. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, what happened? Here we're having hands now. Who was here last Wednesday? Okay, a few of us. That's good. Guruji gave a very beautiful satsang on Wednesday. And I just listened to it again yesterday because I was inspired by this satsang. And so those of you who are here will remember. Those of you who are not here, hopefully you are watching online. And if you are not, you can. It's online. So the question was that somebody asked him. I'm trying to see if this person is here. They're not. Doesn't look like. Essentially, this person said, at my home, I'm doing everything properly. Yeah, I'm doing my sadhana, I'm doing my japa, I'm doing everything that, I think I should be doing. I'm doing my sadhana. I'm doing everything that you've prescribed, Guruji. However, when I come to the ashram, I realize that it's somehow not right. And my focus is clear when I come to the ashram. And it feels like I'm getting lost in Maya at home. And Guruji said, and what is your focus when you're here? And he said, you. And then Guruji began to answer this question very nicely. And he made the point that, first that he said, do you think it's easy to live in an ashram? And do you think those living at the ashram are happy? And he said those who are outside, sometimes they tend to want to live in an ashram. And those who live in an ashram often want to live outside. Right? And this seems to be so often the case. But it's not just this situation. This is a human condition. Maybe you've heard this phrase. I don't know how popular this is in Europe. The grass is always greener. Right? Yeah. Which is to say, the thing that we don't have, we want. And that thing that we don't have, that's the thing that's going to make us happy. And so Guruji's point is that just because we live in an ashram doesn't mean that all of our problems are solved. But we think that the grass is always greener, right? And Guruji said, everyone thinks they are losing something. We always feel that we're missing out on something. But this is the thing, is I've seen so many people in both directions, but especially those who have lived here, those who I've lived with, that really they were struggling. Really they were having a hard time. Really they were unhappy. They felt unhappy, okay? And they left, they leave. And so often they regret and they realize, oh man, this outside world, I'm super not happy. I want to come back. But this also is the same situation. And I'm skeptical that when they come back, in 1 year, they won't be like, you know what, actually, I was happier outside. This is the insane condition of human beings, right? Yeah, Guruji says in this satsang, this is the nature of human beings. We're always looking to others. He said, they look at others who are pretending to be happy and they think they're becoming happy. We're always looking outside. Go. And so, how do we transcend this dissatisfaction, this idea of the grass is always greener? And the answer is, be content with where you are and what you have. Guruji also said in his satsang, right? No matter where you are, whether you're at home or at the ashram, that's the key. We're always looking for something outside of ourselves, not realizing that everything that we want is deep within us and is actually the reality of this life. So, this satsang that Guruji gave also got me thinking, and at least 2 people in the last 2 or 3 days have approached me asking about a conversation I had. If you've ever had online Darshan, I host this pre-Darshan thing. We have a guest. And so the last one that we did, before Guruji gives online Darshan, right? I had a guest and somehow we started talking, and I can't remember exactly how, but I mentioned the fact that in 2019, I was very, very, very close to leaving. I apologize if anybody has heard this story before, because I've told it a few times. But unfortunately, I only have so many stories, and I'm going to keep telling them, because also it's always surprising to me that often I'll tell the story, the same story that I've told 10 times, and so many people, new people, saying, I never knew that, I never knew that. So here we go. So in 2019, I was very, very close to leaving, okay? And it was a long few months that led up to this moment. And the moment was not just a small decision, right? Because I come from Vancouver Island, which is like maybe the furthest away you could get from Germany. I don't know, maybe Japan is similarly far away, but just to give you an idea. And so it's not just like, oh, I'm going to leave and I'm just going to drive a few hours to another European country. No, I had purchased a flight ticket, a 10-hour flight ticket to fly all the way back to Vancouver Island. So the ticket was purchased. And how it came to this point I mean, it was, again, a longer situation. It was a tough few months. Guruji was being very, very tough on me, putting a lot of pressure on me. And eventually he came to me one day and basically said, "You're wasting my time. You're wasting your time and you're wasting my time." That's a very, very tough thing to hear from your guru, right? And he said, "Why don't you take some time and you think about like what you want to do, if you want to stay or not." And he said, I'll give you 2 months, which is funny in looking back on it, because if I'm wasting his time, why would he give me 2 months to think about if I'm wasting his time or not, like if I'm going to stay or go? And also, why would he not just say, you just go immediately, right? Okay, so I give you 2 months and you think about, no. Okay. So I took 3 days, maybe, but I really thought in those 3 days very sincerely, very intensely. And I came to the conclusion that I think many of us would come to, which is, if I'm wasting his time, I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste his time. And so I really strongly came to the conclusion that, well, I have to leave then. And when I say strongly, I mean, the conviction was very sincere, because I knew that if I was going to say this to Guruji, if I was going to say this, one thing is thinking it and having a bad day or whatever. Many people here, you ask any of the residents if you ever thought about leaving. I think 99% of them will say yes, and the 1% who don't say yes are lying. Just kidding. So I knew that I had to be really, really sincere. I had to be really sure about my decision, and I was. I took 3 days, and I really became sure of my decision. And then basically I told Guruji, and I said, I don't need 2 months. I thought about it, and you know what? You're right. I'll leave. I'm doing you a favor. I'll leave. And then immediately he became very sweet and said, "No, I don't want you to go." But I had already made this decision so clear, so strongly in myself, that I couldn't change directions. And also I was shocked that all of a sudden he said he didn't want me to go. Well, 4 days ago you said I was wasting your time. And so I had made the decision. I could not change. And then for the next 10 days, after Guruji was like, "Wow, you really in this initial conversation, he said, 'Don't go.' And I was just like, it's done. And then just chaos for the next 10 days. Guruji coming to me in every mood you can imagine, like so sweet, so upset, so whatever, like everything I went through in those 10 days. And so many people came and talked to me and gave me all of their different opinions. And I was, talking to my mom, who was organizing, my flight, and they were not in town, and then talking to my friends. I was going to go and stay at a friend's house. Like, it was just chaos, all of this stuff going on. It was like going through like a hurricane of emotions and everything. But the entire time, I said, you know what, no matter what I have to go through with this decision. I was so convinced, okay? And so many people trying to convince me otherwise, trying to whatever, supporting me, not supporting me, this and that, and Guruji and all this stuff. And then I remember the night before I was supposed to leave. Okay, the night before I was supposed to get on an airplane and leave Europe, leave Germany for, that's it, I don't know. And it was not like a, let's say, well thought out plan. I didn't think that I was necessarily even leaving this spiritual path or any of these things, right? Just, okay, I'm wasting Guruji's time, I have to go. The night before, I was kind of wandering around the ashram. I wasn't wandering around, I was like getting things ready because I was leaving in the morning. But it was like 11:30 or 12 at night, something like that. And so ashram is empty, it's dark, and I went and sat in the light hall. And I was just alone there, and I was just looking on my phone. And somehow I started going through old pictures of Guruji and I. I started to get very sad. All these super nice pictures of him, of our travels together throughout the years. And then I got really sad. And I texted Guruji and I said, Guruji, I don't want to leave you. I love you. I don't want to leave you. And Guruji replied to me then, and he said, then don't. And I said, oh. And all of this building, this structure, this psychological structure that I had created in my mind, that I had to do this thing, I had such conviction, everything, just with that just dissolved. Because he just said, then don't. I said, I love you, I don't want to leave you, and he said, then don't. And I was like, oh yeah. That makes sense. It's really that simple, isn't it? Why was it not that simple before? He said, then don't. And I said, okay. And so I thought about it, and I remember I woke up the next morning, and I'd already decided inside then, when he texted me that I wasn't going to leave. But somehow the mind, it takes time, to catch up. But the next morning, my mind had caught up, and it felt like that hurricane had passed. I had gone through this crazy storm, and it was like the calm after the storm, and I felt serene. I felt so calm in that morning because I had weathered the storm and had come out on the other side, and I had decided to stay. And so that morning, I went to Guruji's bungalow, and I had one of the most important conversations I've ever had with him. And it's funny because through these 10 days, I saw Guruji, every mood of Guruji, he was coming to me. And looking back on it, it's funny to see because when I went and saw him in that morning, he was very, what's the word? I guess I would say godly. Like it was very obvious that he was just pretending. Like he came to me in all these different aspects of himself, but that it was just like a game. It was just a show. And so that morning, he was also very calm. It was just so crazy, this whole 10 days. And I was calm, and he was calm, and everything was good. And I mean, he said to me also in that morning, he said, I knew that you wouldn't leave. I knew that you weren't going to go. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? How? Because I was so sure. And even, yesterday I was going to leave. I only just decided to stay. Anyway, I sat with him and we had a conversation, okay? And throughout the years, I met Guruji at the end of 2014. I moved here at the very beginning of 2015. He's put me in very, very difficult situations, very, very testing situations, like very hard situations. This was one of them, but there are many more. And he said to me that morning, he said, all I want from you is for you to just trust me. And know that everything that I'm putting you through it's only for your own benefit. And I said to him, one by one, the different situations that I'd been in, even when you were here and you were upset with me and you were telling me this and that and the other thing and you were whatever, even then you weren't actually going to whatever, or he said, yeah, that time, yes, was just a show. Even that other time in 2018 when and this and that and this, that also was just you were just like faking it, quote unquote. He said, yes, then as well. And this other time and this and that happened. Yes, also that. And the thing about Guruji is that he doesn't ever do that, or so rarely do that, where he tells you what, he draws back the curtain and he actually tells you what he's doing plainly. He does things, but he doesn't say. You have to read between the lines. You have to understand that relationship and who he is to really understand what he's doing. And you have to have trust in what he's doing. But in this situation, he told me outright everything, all of these specific situations, and everything else, I'm only doing for you. Because what does he have to gain? Why is he here? He's not here, I can genuinely tell you, he's not here for himself. He has nothing to gain. What could he possibly gain from any of us or anything? What is he lacking? What perspective does he not have? He's doing everything. Everything. But the trick is to understand that, right? Because even knowing this, and even me telling you this, he will put you in situations where you will forget. Because in that situation, he's making a grumpy face. And immediately you forget everything. Oh no, Guruji's grumpy, and no. Or he's making a happy face. And we forget that he is beyond all of these things, and there's a reason that he's doing everything that he's doing. But you will forget, we will forget in those moments. But let's try and not forget, right? And understand that each situation that he puts us in, whether or not he is standing in front of you or difficult situations are in your life, if you have a guru, if you're a follower, if you're a devotee, whatever, if he's in your life, he's with you. And every situation in your life, he's with you. He's there. Also in this satsang, he says, the guru is with you. In his satsangs, in his writings, in sangha, he is for sure with you, no matter where you are. And so, all we have to do is try as best as we can in those difficult moments, those most difficult moments, where it's the most easy to forget about God and about our Guru. Try and remember that he's there and trust the situation that he's put us in. Jai Gurudev.
Sadhu